So how do you operate at the edge of your potential? You know, if this is the extreme of what you're capable of, and this is the platform leading up to it, are you operating over here or are you operating over here? Now, a lot of people actually, unfortunately, are operating over here. They're not pushing themselves to the edge of their potential. And the reason for that is because they lack the confidence to actually push that little bit harder, to really find places where they can be their best selves more often. So when I'm talking to those people and I'm focusing on how do you build confidence, I focus on three things. So number one is I get them to go back to times in their lives where they haven't been working here, they've been operating here, right at the very edge. And for all of us, actually there are times when we've done that, when we've pushed ourselves that little bit further and just really seen what we're capable of. And the more we can understand what we were doing in those times, how we were setting ourselves up, the more effective we can be at actually recreating some of the circumstance that allowed us to do that. The second thing I get them to do is to really visualize how they want to be in the moments where they need to push themselves that little bit harder. So, you know, a lot of people use this, you know, we hear famous athletes, artists, actors, etc., who use this process of visualization of really imagining themselves in that moment being their best potential selves. And the more we can do that, the more we can actually train the brain to prepare ourselves for that moment. To really use visualization is to imagine what it's going to be as your full potential self in that moment where you need to show up as that person. And the third and final thing, especially in these moments where we're doubting ourselves, our capability, is to actually accept that you belong in that moment. You know, there's been numbers of times in my own life where I've been in a room surrounded by deep experts, wondering why I'm there. And then in that moment, I'm asked a question and I give an answer and everybody sort of smiles and nods and accepts the fact that actually there's a reason I'm in that room. And so the more you can believe that you actually belong in that room, you're not there just to make up numbers, you're there to contribute something, the more effective you can be. So if you really want to get to the edge of your potential, you want to build your confidence to be that person, there's three things to focus on. Go back to times when you've really been that before and figure out the circumstance that helped you do that. 2, visualize how you want to be in that moment so you can start to train the brain about what it's going to look like, feel like, be like to be at your full potential self. And the third one is just accept the fact that you are there for a reason. You belong in that moment. Because the more you can do that, the more you can actually let go of some of the insecurities and anxieties you might have about these situations, and instead accept the fact that you are there and you are there for a reason. So if you want to really get to the edge of your potential, start focusing on how you build your confidence. Learn from the past, visualize how you want it to be, and accept that you belong. Thank you.